What's up, everybody? This is Real Talk Football, episode 27. That's right. And we're getting later and later into this NFL season. And we got a brand new starting quarterback on the Falcons as Kirk Cousins has been benched. Oh, my goodness. We had a big game between the Bills and the Lions. Do you think that the quarterbacks are being rushed? These rookie quarterbacks is being rushed. And then we got the college football playoffs kicking off, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Cowboys! Hey, let me get one. Let's fucking go! It's about that motherfucker. Y'all motherfuckers have me clicked on that nigga. Give me the motherfucker. Oh!
What's going on, big dog?
What's the deal, dog? What's the deal?
Ain't nothing, man. Just chilling, getting ready for these holidays. You already know how it is with these kids and the students and our regular kids. They getting a little antsy. You know what I mean? What's going on, everybody? Like my man Rock.
They get on your nerves. You ready for your break?
Yes, sir. Ready. Like my man Rock Too Easy said, this is episode 27. Welcome back. We appreciate y'all again coming back and watching us and supporting us. We appreciate y'all. Just make sure you follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Like, share, and hit that red button to subscribe. What's going on, man? You ready for this show today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We already got people tuned in. Shout out to my cousin Bud. What's the deal? He a Dolphins fan. I know he's fighting for his Dolphins to keep in contention. I got to get him on soon so he can talk his trash.
Talk they trash because they trash? What's up? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? We talking about the Dolphins?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. With the Dolphins, listen, they going into the season. The question mark really was Tua though. Like anything else around that, they had two running backs. They had the receiving threats. They rebuilt it on the defense because they the cap space, but they still, I don't know. It's just Tua. You got to figure Tua out right now.
He's gonna continue to be the question mark.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it. Mm-hmm. Let's get this started. Breaking news last night. Kirk Cousins bench for the rookie Michael Penix Jr., who I thought was the second best quarterback in the draft, next to my man Jaden Daniels, who I thought is the first best rookie quarterback in the draft. My brother, my man, Kirk Cousins getting drafted. Getting benched. I want to know a couple questions out from you, man. This has been going on. We like, man, they signed Kirk Cousins and they drafted Michael Penix, number 8 overall, which we was like, whoa, jaw-dropping pick in the first round. That was the first one that we thought was little, what's going on here? Why would they do this? So my question is, for you, is this the right time to bench Kirk? Is Michael Penix ready? And especially, is he ready, especially with the Falcons being one game out of the division lead? It's not like they out of the playoff race just yet. And lastly, with them being, is the Cousins era over? Because next year they got $40 million in dead cap money. So what's your opinion on all that? Is it the right time? Is Penix ready? And then along with them being one game out and the $40 million in dead cap.
It's the right time because they're trying to strike with the opportunity that they got, mainly because they see that they hold the tiebreaker over the Bucs, who they're in competing with to win the division. Mm-hmm. You see a team where you see the pieces is there, but the quarterback isn't putting them over the top. Kirk Cousins is struggling. I said it. It's crazy because we started out. I had high expectations for him. They struggled, and then he started getting it going, and now he's back to struggling again. And then this past game, he just struggled some more. So now you see a quarterback. They probably was like, all right, listen, rookie, it's time for you to take over. We see what you're doing in practice. And I think that what he's going to do is is get that offense back clicking what it needs to be. Because like I said to you once, he was drafted where I thought he could have did great on the Broncos because he gets the ball out fast. And that's exactly what he's going to do in the Falcons. He's going to get that ball out fast. He's going to get the ball to his guys. Kurt has been having a problem. He can't move like he used to in the pocket. It could be age and it could be injury he's coming back from also. So you got two things that plays into that. You got a young guy who can get the ball out fast, who knows how to extend plays, and he's not your average rookie because he's older in age at that too. So he's not like a young kid. He's played a lot of quarterback in college, and that's where you feel like that helps him a lot. And he's played in the playoffs. He done went to the national championship last year. He came out short because it just was a better team. That's not saying that he played bad. It's just they just lost to a better team with a stout defense. I think that he, like I said to you last week, I think that the Falcons can win the division due to the fact of they got the tiebreaker over the Bucks and their schedule was easier. So if he comes out, which is great, is they're going up against the Giants. The Giants is not good. They're not good at all. So that'll be a good game, like a preseason game, basically, to help you build some damn momentum into going into your next two other games. But like I told you before, his 3 games is not tough at all. So now it's like, all right, now I got myself into a little rhythm, and we'll see how we do in the playoffs from there if we win the division.
Right. Yeah, man. Like I said, we talked about this last week too. If it was the right time to bench Kirk, and I said no, only because they was still the 1 game out and the veteran right now. Let them play it out. Veterans all go through their struggles every year. You know what I'm saying? Is it the right time? Do I think it's the right time for Mike? Man, you know I love Mike coming out of college, man. But my thing is now, if we knew like he was getting reps this whole entire like season, if he was getting like second team reps, but there's news out there that he was doing the scout team. So how well does he know this offense? How well does he know the offense? What the offensive coordinator, what does he know the call for him? What does he know? Is the playbook going to be a little bit shortened this week for him? Is it going to be wide open? We don't know if he was still getting reps for offense and taking some of Kirk's reps in practice. So I'm not sure yet, even though I want to see Mike, I want to see him be successful. I think he's going to be a really good player in this league. But I'm interested, like you said, they played the Giants this week. I'm interested in that game. I'm going to be watching that game just to see how he plays in this, see if a little sluggish, see if he plays well, if he's getting the ball out, 1, 2, 3 out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. You know what I mean? Helping him out with the play action. I think they're going to run the ball more with Algier and Bijan this week, and then play action off of that. You know what I mean? So I'm very interested. We talked about Kirk last 4 weeks, including even last week. He threw his first touchdown in a month. But he still threw a couple interceptions. So he's turning the ball over. So who knows where the Falcons would be if he would have threw a couple touchdowns. He didn't turn the ball over. The Falcons may have a 1.5 game lead or a 2 game lead on the Buccaneers, or maybe even tie right now and have that spot, that 3rd or 4th spot in the playoffs right now where the Bucs are right now. The Bucs are playing well right now with the good defense. They got the Cowboys this week, which we know is probably going to be a dub for them. Because they're not playing well, but it should be. We'll see how they play. And the Buccaneers played very well last week against the Chargers, blew the Chargers out. So Falcons do have their hands full because even though they got to take care of business themselves, Buccaneers are taking care of business as they should be too. But I'm excited for Penix. I think he's ready, and I think he's going to be successful this week, man. What you think? What do you think?
I forgot to answer the. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, do you think the Kirk Cousins era is not off? Well, done now, and now depending on, or do you think it depends more on how Michael Penix plays these last 3 games to see if they get in the playoffs or not?
I'm gonna just go out there and just be biased with it. I think Michael Penix is gonna be just fine playing in this offense. So now you're gonna find as soon as this happened, I told you the trades was coming. I said he's gonna end up
Oh, I think
You're
we
gonna
lost.
find it.
Oh, there he is. Oh, you there, bro? Oh, I see you now. You good? Go ahead.
You got me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, like I said, I think that he's going to end up. They'll end up trading him to a team like you got the Giants, you got the Raiders, you got the Titans. There's teams out here where they might end up still getting a young quarterback to groom under him, even though he felt slighted by them doing that. But it's like, bro, this is part of the business. You
Right.
are
You
up
know
there
by
in
now.
age. You just came off an injury. We can't be just investing fully into you. So I think he'll end up on one of those teams getting traded for him, and then try to build from there. But yeah, he's all but done up in the Falcons though. It's a wrap
Gotcha.
for my guy because
Agreed.
Michael Penix is up for sure, for
Agreed.
sure.
They got young weapons around, young weapons around him. You got him coming inserted for next year, most likely, and that team can get rolling in that not so good division with every other quarterback who's not really, like you got Baker and that's it, who's well known. Like
Right.
Bryce is still trying to get his footing and everything. Derek Carr's probably on his way out of New Orleans, so it's basically a Falcons or Buccaneers division at this point until those other teams get better and find
Yep.
the other find
Definitely.
a head coach too.
Mhm.
All right, my
Yep.
brother.
For sure. All right, now we had a shootout showdown game last week with one of the two top teams in the NFL and the AFC and NFC. We got the Bills coming up on the Lions 48-42. This is
Mhm.
like a almost, I don't know what we haven't had one of these games as so often this year, but it's crazy how it is. Josh Allen throws for 362 yards, had 2 touchdowns. They went back to James Cook, like I've been saying that they needed to do to create more balance because they got away from him while they still was winning. 14 carries, 105 yards. Josh Allen still had 68 yards rushing himself.
Right.
He's just being who he is, but then still Jared Goff was like, you know what? They threw the ball 59 times, bro.
Yeah.
59 times. He had 494 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you went against him in your fantasy league, it was a dud. You lost that, Joan. It was chalk from there. It was chiseled. But it was
Right.
so crazy that they were just going like it just was a shootout at this point. It was like, you know what? We're gonna fight our way back in. They tried it, but it still wasn't Liz. The Bills came out on top. What do you think about this win though for the Bills? And then what do you think about this Lions loss right here as they keep losing players on that defense? And now they just lost David Montgomery for the rest of the season.
Yeah, man.
Regular season at least.
We had text about those injuries, but I'm a focus on Josh Allen and the way this man is going crazy the last month at over 1,000 yards, over 10 touchdowns, no turnovers, which is the most important thing. And he is balling for that team. It's over. He didn't sign, still deliver MVP. I don't care what nobody say. The last 3 games don't mean nothing. He is the MVP. I know I was saying Saquon a couple months ago, but you had this game from Josh. Had the game the week ago against the Rams where he balled out too and scored over 40 points. And then you had Saquon only get like 60 yards this week. And then we was also talking about Lamar for a little bit where he threw 5 touchdowns. But you got too many losses. You not winning it right now. And unless people start losing and y'all make a push for the 1 seed, which in the last 3 weeks, I don't think it's going to happen. Josh is the MVP of the league. He's been balling, man. He's been unstoppable this right now. And the AFC better watch out because if you let Josh score 40 points, like if you can't stop him, that's what the Lions couldn't do. They couldn't stop him. And they may be right now the biggest threat to the Chiefs' threat three-peat that the Chiefs are trying to do this first time in history. But my thing is, the Lions, man. Like you said, 22 guys on IR, 17 guys that are from the defense. 17. That's crazy. And the Bills went up and down on that defense last weekend, and they couldn't be stopped. But I think the biggest Achilles heel is going to be Dan Campbell. I don't know
That dumbass onside.
Right. I don't know if everybody saw it, but this man, you down 13. with 12 minutes to go. You just scored a touchdown and you kick a onside kick with 12 minutes to go and give not only Josh Allen a short field at the 40-yard line if they catch it, that they catch and recover there, but they got down to the 2-yard line. That's that's tutty. That's a touchdown for Josh. That's a sneak or a run for him, a zone read fake touchdown. Well, I understand that the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed, but at least give him a chance to maybe hold him to a field goal. And it's still two possession. It's still a 2-possession game. You were scoring at will too. Jared Goff was driving down the field within 2 minutes. 2 minutes of scoring every single time they got the ball back to try to keep it close and keep it a one-score game and whatnot. And we saw this last year from Dan Campbell in the playoff against the Niners, where he could have kicked the field goal, win the game. This was I think, as much as I know he's aggressive, I know everybody knows he's the coach who goes for it on the most on the fourth down, whether it's going for it with the offense, the fake punts, all that stuff, and getting the most first downs on fourth down. But 12 minutes left kicking the onside, man, you gotta protect your team and your defense, man. You just gave up 7 points there. So I think Dan Campbell needs to reel it in a little bit, especially learning from this experience and learning from last year in the playoffs. You don't want to do that again, because after you said we may not get back here, if they may not get back here, it may be on you that they don't get back there. So and to get back to the Montgomery injury, what we talked about on text, man, like I said before, I think Gibbs is a every down back anyway, and he is more of a mismatch for any defense, whether he's running or catching the ball out of backfield. So they're not going to miss a beat back there, depending on who spells him when he's tired or needs a break. So I think they're going to be good in the run game regardless, because of that offensive line too, and Jared Goff pushing the ball down the field. What are your thoughts?
Do you think that they still lock in that number?
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I was about to say, do you think they still lock in that number 1 seed?
Who, the Lions?
Yeah. They've been winning in spite of all these injuries, but
yeah, let me
because like they lost to the Bills, but it's the AFC team.
They got the Bears this week. That'll be a win. They will not lose to the Bears unless they have a serious letdown. Then they play the Niners. I do not think they lose to the Niners, but I think it'll be a good game because the Niners play at home. And then their last game, they play the Vikings. Now they gotta win that game. It's at home. It's at home, but both teams are dome teams. I don't know, man. I think the Vikings are playing much better and they're healthy. They're healthier than the Lions. They could easily go 1-2 down the stretch, win this week and lose against the Niners and the Vikings. Or they could easily go 2-1.
The only thing about it with the Niners, I think the Niners are mentally checked out, though.
Yep, they might
be. You got
be.
dudes walking off the field and everything, bro. Debo playing like a bone exposed. Debo playing suspect. I think the Niners are checked out.
Yeah, might be.
But I think it might actually even come down to that last game, who gets that number 1 seed for sure.
Yeah, it all depends what the Vikings do too, because they're 12-2, Eagles are 12-2, and then you have the Lions are 12-2. All those teams going to be screen watching the last 3 weeks of the season to say, all right, if we got to take care of business and we got to hope one of those lose, so we either sneak in for the 2 spot, 3 spot, or even that 1 spot. So that home field advantage and that bye week to get people healthy is the most important too. But sometimes that number 1 seed does hurt guys being off that week and not being in that rhythm the next week and starting off slow in that next round. So. All right, here we go, brother. Moving on. Listen, going back to the Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix discussion. Do you think some of these franchises, when we look at Caleb Williams, when we look at Bo Nix, when we look at Jaden Daniels, Daniel Jones in the last recent years, Richardson from the Colts from last year, do we think some of these franchises are starting these rookie quarterbacks and putting a lot on them too fast when we have seen some successful quarterbacks and some great quarterbacks who have sat their first couple years or even 1 year and have been successful later down the road? Do you think they're putting too much on the friend, saying, you got the franchise, you're the rookie, you're going in there right now, you got us for the next 5 years, see how you play? What do you think?
I think it comes down to your franchise, your team, your coaches, and your structure of everything that's built around it, and the roster that you have built around you. Because you have let's put it like this. I'm going down the line of last year's picks. You got a Bryce Young first pick. He goes to the Panthers. They ain't got no damn body, so he ends up throwing for 2,900 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. This year, he's right at 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and he was benched for a couple games until he came back. Compared to a CJ Stroud, who comes into a team where they've already built pieces around him and already had nice pieces on offense and defense with a young, newer coach. But he came in there, he set an identity, and that front office made it a key from last year and to this year to build around him. Now, granted, he's had his little sophomore slump compared to last year because he played so well. 4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's great, especially for a rookie. But once again, he had the structure built around him. And now this year, granted, he have injuries and everything like that, but he still was doing stupid interceptions and making questionable things that we didn't see from him last year. So now, as of now, he's at 3,200 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. So his touchdowns is down, and his interceptions is up.
Yeah.
Granted, it's still more games to play, but it still evens out. But at the end of the day, he's having somewhat of a sophomore slump where the Texans aren't looking like that dominant team where they did. Like I said, once again, granted, they've had injuries, but he still doesn't look the same.
Right.
You got an Anthony Richardson who missed games because of his injury. He only ended up playing 4 games, so we can't really bank on that, but we can bank on this year. This year, he hasn't looked. He hasn't. Homeboy checked himself out the game. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah. He's still playing like a rookie, unprepared. He's only got 1,700 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, but granted, 1 interception, and he still has a threat to run. And Shane Steichen he's a coach where he's going to call plays around for the quarterback that is starting for them. So I think that he just needs more weapons around him. You got Jonathan Taylor, but you still need better receiving weapons and a better the defense is solid, but they're still missing some cornerbacks there too. Who we got? Will Levis. Last year you had Ryan Tannehill starting, and then they tried to groom him, man, and then he came in, and it still wasn't what it was. Nope. So this is all the top quarterbacks of last year. So now we're going into this year. We got a Caleb Williams where these dudes, we had high expectations for them because you look at the way they finished out last year. We didn't.
I didn't have high expectations for the Bears.
Listen,
I told you I thought Caleb was going to be a bust from the rip.
No, I ain't arguing that part. What I'm saying is, if you look at the roster that they had built around them, the way they finished out last year, that's the only thing. I'm only picking on that. You know what I mean? Right. They added more pieces. They made they traded for guys. They signed guys. They brought a kid out. Like they did everything they could to build around this kid, and he still is struggling to throw the damn ball. Why? I don't know. This dude last week, he ran backwards, then ran backwards again, then did a little skippy jump in the air, thinking somebody was trying to tackle him, but nobody was around him. Then he turned around and just threw the ball across his body. Bro, this is not USC. This isn't college at all. At all. You got to break out of your shell of what it is. And not even just that. When he was in the middle of the season, when he was looking better and the Bears was looking better, he was getting Swift more involved in the passing game. Swift has been taken away out of that passing game. When Swift is involved, the offense looks better because now you're not so keying in on your receivers. You're settling for that check down, and he's creating plays from there. He just looks scared out there. He looks
Right.
uncomfortable, looks scared. Then he was on the bench crying, weeping, doing all this weird stuff. He's mentally weak. He needs therapy or something to help build his confidence up. Somebody got diggings it. I don't know. But then once, like I said, that's him. You got a Jaden Daniels. They what are 8-5 right now. He's got 3,000 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. They have a big game up against Philly. They're fighting right on the top, the line of making the playoffs also, where he's been solid. But I think that he in that Philly game, he looked like a goddamn rookie. He looked like a rookie. He looked uncomfortable. So let's see. All right, now you got the jitters out of you. Now you go out to play this team again on Sunday. We'll see how you look. Then you got Drake May, who was, if he will start or not because you have that, and he hasn't pan out really what it is. Then now what we got? We got Bo Nix, who's looking really good for the Broncos and winning games. We like Bo Nix coming in the draft going because you look at it once again, structure. You got now, granted, you don't have big name receivers, but you have a system, and you have a Sean Payton, and you have a really good defense.
Right.
So now it's like you do what you do, and as each week he's getting more and more comfortable in that system, and you're seeing more and more from him. And now he's not even running as much. Now he's just looking down the field.
Last week, they're struggling a little bit last week with the 3 interceptions. Then came back through some touchdowns, and they ended up winning the game. But he's still progressing.
He did
a lot from game 1 till now.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, and now all they need to do is keep building more weapons around him. I don't know if they sign a guy in the offseason or they draft and keep going young, because that's a young team in general too. So I like them a lot.
Receivers in the draft, we know that.
Exactly. So now you got a Michael Penix who hasn't played all season. This is first year starting, and you got JJ McCarthy who got injured before the season started, but he looked good in the preseason because we doubted him. So we'll see how that turns out for him next year. So once again, this is a breakdown of last year's players and this year's players. It still comes down to it's a lot that goes into it more than just throwing a quarterback out there. You got to have the right structure. You got to have the right coaches. You got to have the right system. You got to have the right things. And that's what Caleb Williams, once again, I hope that he's able to get that right coach to help mold him and get him into his college structured comfortability of where he was when he was passing the game out of that shotgun. And you see the passing game coordinator now they got now that he got him all over the place and just doing weird, questionable play calling. So you won't get that coaching job, bro.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with it. That's what it is.
My thing is, I'm gonna start with the Caleb Williams situation because it's more recent, it's fresh. Well, hold on. I'm gonna go back to that. But for me, as a GM or a coach or an owner in this sense, for all 3 of them, what are we looking for in a quarterback? We're looking for a leader, right? Because he's going to be the leader of the team, right?
For sure.
We're looking for a mentally tough guy, right? And we're looking for a guy that can face adversity and get through it, right? And keep pushing no matter what, keeping everybody with the high energy. All right, yo, we got this, my bad. I mean, taking accountability for everything. Look at the guys, the last 2 Heisman Trophy winners that was coached by Lincoln Riley. Caleb Williams and Kyler Murray, right? What did we see on the sidelines? The sulking, the whining, the towel over the head, the going in the stands with our mom and crying. And we saw it this weekend with Caleb Williams, the slumped over, dang, we losing type, John. But one of the most important things coaches look for when you down or even when you up is body language, man. You're supposed to be the leader. You over there slumped over, crying and all upset that you got hit or you losing. What teammate is going to want to play for you, block for you, catch for you?
Right.
This is what Caleb Williams and Kyler Murray was doing at Oklahoma, at USC. Was it nipped in the bud by Lincoln Riley? Don't look like it was, because guess what? They still doing the same thing in the NFL Kyler Murray still yelling at his coaches, complaining, crying, doing all that, not taking accountability for him, blaming his receivers like he blamed Marvin like a month or so ago. It's not, or said it's not his job to get him the ball. Then ain't you the quarterback whose job is it to get the ball then? So I'm looking for that in the franchise, of be looking for that rather than reaching for guys like a Ryan Tannehill because you need a quarterback, or a Daniel Jones because you need a quarterback, or a Trey Lance, just trading the mortgage, all your picks for a Trey Lance when he played one season and then he played one game the year he got drafted. Like, are we watching the same games and the same film that these scouts and coaches and GMs are watching? Like, bro, we be telling during the draft, we be like, oh, that's a reach, bro. He gonna be trash. And this is what happens. And then they like, oh, we gotta start all over. You didn't waste 5 years on a guy you never should have drafted. You would extended a guy that you never should have drafted because you believe in what? What has he shown you that he believes in? Now, granted, okay, going back to Caleb, he's a young guy. It's his first year. They put everything around you to be successful, but the only thing they didn't put around you to be successful was the coach and the offensive coordinator. They didn't take anything that you were successful with in college and put it in the NFL for you. Now, the GM had a chance to hire Cliff Kingsbury as the OC to make, who was the OC at USC for Caleb Williams, and they didn't hire him. And now look at Jaden Daniels. They're 9-5 and in the playoff race. Come on, man. Now you're talking about you want to interview him for the head coaching job now this year because the head coaching job is up. Come on, man. You had a chance to do all this. You wasted a year.
Yep.
So I think, in my opinion, some of these guys, if you go and bring a guy in that's young, if you don't think he's ready right now, don't give him the keys. Get that veteran, make him sit behind that veteran, build that team around him, especially with Bryce Young. Like you said, when he got drafted, we knew the Panthers wasn't going to be successful. They didn't draft any offensive linemen. They didn't draft no receivers for him to help him and help him succeed that first year last year. And they didn't this year either in the draft. So I think some of these guys need to be sat down a little bit, like Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers was, and sat behind Brett Favre's and all that, and sat behind Aaron Rodgers, in this case, Jordan Love. So I think they need to just slow down a little bit with these guys to get them prepared for success. Otherwise, you got your franchises like you do with no quarterbacks, like the Giants, the Raiders, and all these other teams that need quarterbacks, man, year after year after year, because they're not succeeding with these young guys.
Yep. I agree with that too, though. But like I said, it's your front office. Well, the Giants, you already know it's a damn mess. They let the goddamn Saquon go to the damn Eagles. He needs to fire any and everybody. You even fire the janitor in there. Everybody gotta go. I'm serious, bro. Sick. What is wrong with you? And you know I'm pretty sure he hasn't slept since that happened.
Probably not.
He has not slept. He probably got bags on bags under his eyes. Oh my goodness. That's a bad joke right there. But we'll see. Like I said, now we'll see how Michael Penix does. Like I said, I'm 100% confident in his abilities and what he's going to do with the Falcons. He's going to get that ball out quick, man. Well, definitely like it. Definitely. But we on to the college football playoffs. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Now, so we got this is the playoffs and the players to watch for. So I have my 4 games, my picks for my 4 games this week. Did you pick your games or no? What you do?
Yeah, I told you last week who I was picking, but we can go over that again. Do you want to do the picks first, or who the players we need to watch for first?
Let's do the picks.
Let's do the picks. Go ahead. Do yours. I did my last week, and I'll go over them again.
Right. So we have 2 big, I think they're still in the Big Ten. They're all over the place. 2 Big Ten teams who just don't look like how they've looked over the years. I'm taking Notre Dame over Indiana because I see a different team and I like the way they're coached this year.
Yeah.
I'm taking Penn State over SMU because we're seeing an offense that's not just a play defense, run the ball. These dudes is making plays, big plays. So those are two teams right there. We know about that's Penn State, that's Notre Dame. You already know what they're gonna do, and they're gonna get shut out once they go against the big teams. But they've been looking better against these bigger teams, especially at Penn State, who just was going at it with dang, who did they just lose to in a close game?
Who did?
Penn State. Penn State. Who they just lose to?
They lost to Oregon.
Dang, who they just lose to?
To Oregon.
Yes, Oregon. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm taking Penn State over SMU, but I think that's going to be a shootout because SMU's offense still is super good.
Very solid.
Yes, I'm taking Texas over Clemson, and that's due to Texas just having better talent than Clemson. Happy Clemson made it because of Dabo. You hate Dabo. It just felt good to say that. Oh man! And in my last game, I'm taking Ohio State versus Tennessee, where Tennessee has been a solid team all around, but I think Ohio State's defense is going to shut them down. Even though Ryan Day still need to get fired.
Taking that Notre Dame, just like you are taking Notre Dame over Indiana. I think Indiana is not going to be ready for it in the trenches for them, even though they have made a big step and got the guys from the transfer portal and all that. But Marcus Freeman has got these guys rolling. Marcus Freeman and that boy Jeremiah Love, the running back, balling. I am going to take Penn State in a close one too. I believe if this was a night game in the whiteout, Penn State would blow the doors off SMU. But I think SMU, that quarterback and Kevin Jennings and the running back Rashard Smith are going to keep it close, and they're going to ball the offensive score. Here's my thing. I'm taking Clemson if your man Quinn Ewers is starting, because we all know how he's been cutting the check the last couple weeks. If we don't see Arch Manning in this game, Clemson is going to win this game. I'm sorry, Quinn Ewers, you got to get out of here. You already talking about hitting the transfer portal after these playoffs because you got offers and you're gonna stay in you're gonna stay in college because you know your draft stock has plummeted over this last month. So, and you know what? I'm taking Tennessee over Ohio State, and you know the only reason why I'm taking Tennessee over Ohio State is because of Ryan Day. You see, you know what this is? It get tight. It get tight when everything ain't going right for you. You know what I mean? So I'm taking Tennessee over Ohio State in the shoe. Taking Tennessee, man.
Good Lord.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
man.
What'd you say? Go ahead.
Listen, that sounds good. I think when that last pick, I think you're going with emotion over what you see.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why. Because one of the guys. I'm gonna tell you why because one of the guys on my players to watch for that game. Jermod McCoy, the corner for Tennessee, who has been straight shut down straps all year long. I think he's going to be put on Jeremiah Smith who was another player to watch for Ohio State. I think even though Jeremiah Smith a little bit bigger, Jerrod McCoy he sticks on you, bro, and he is very patient when it comes in his breaks. He's in and out of his breaks real fast. He knows how to cover, and I think in certain situations you're gonna be sticking a Jigba too, but I think he can shut down Jeremiah and contain him, and I like their offense too. Haven't been scoring a lot, but Dylan Sampson, the running back for Tennessee, is really, really good. The little guy, number 6, he's really good, bro. I'm really interested in him. And then another player to watch for that game, other than Jeremiah Smith, is Caleb Downs. He's going to be all over the football field. The safety, who's going to be a top 10 to 15 pick out of Ohio State. Number 2, he's very good. He's all over the field, whether he's at safety, in the box, tackling and helping on run support too. And the other person you got to watch for is Ryan Day. What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do in these big games, man? What are you going to do in these big games, bro? So those are my people for that game. And then the Clemson and Texas game is Arch Manning is on my players to watch. How much does he play in this game?
Mm-hmm.
How and what type of leash is Quinn Ewers on with Steve Sarkisian? Like how much is Steve gonna give him to make mistakes, man? Is it gonna be one interception and he's out of there and Archer's in there to win the game for the rest of the game? Um, Also, TJ Parker, a sophomore defensive lineman from the Clemson Tigers, 11 sacks. He wreaks havoc up front. Um, Jade Jade Barron, Texas corner is very, very good. He's another guy who's going to be a probably one of the round one draft pick, if not early second. He's really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Cade Klubnik plays in the big game. He got the bright lights on him. He played very well versus SMU. And he was a high recruit after Trevor Lawrence left and didn't know how he was going to fare that first year. His freshman year, he didn't play real well. Now you're in the playoff. You got the big lights on. It's time to play ball, man. The Penn State game, we all know it's well documented that James Franklin does not play well versus top 5 teams, top 10 teams. What's James Franklin and Penn State going to do at home? We all know about Tyler Warren, that Swiss Army knife for them at tight end. He needs to have all 22 eyes on him at all time. Where is he at? He needs to get looked at SMU or he gonna go crazy. And if he's going crazy, that's when the run game does very well for Penn State and well. And so how Drew Aller's going to play. Drew Aller didn't play well against Ohio State in that big game, their only big game they had. He played okay. He played okay against Oregon as well. And Abdul Carter, the defensive lineman for Penn State as well, who's very good. He's gonna be a high draft pick this year too, out of Penn State. SMU also, we already said Kevin Jennings, the quarterback, and then Brashard Smith, who was very good. We touched on them last 2 weeks ago for the ACC championship game against Clemson. They played very well 2 weeks ago. And lastly, but not least, Marcus Freeman, what you gonna do, man? It's Notre Dame's time. It is Notre Dame time because we know in recent history and past history, Notre Dame has been one and freaking done. And if they made it to the championship, blown out by Bama, which we all know, man, Tateo. Blown out, bro.
With the fake girlfriend.
Fake girlfriend, bro. But players to watch for that game, Jeremiah Love, who's the running back, who's very good, sophomore running back, and Xavier Watts, who's a safety for them, who in cover when he is the primary defender, has given up no tutties all year. No tutties. So he straps out. He straps out there. And then Indiana's quarterback, who's a very tough guy. He plays well. I like him, but I think their defense is going to be too much, especially in the trenches. And then their transfer from JMU, who followed their head coach to Indiana, Mikael Kamara, who has a team high and career high 10 sacks, who's in the trenches for them. I want to see how he plays against these big guys up front against Notre Dame. So I'm looking forward to all these games. Hopefully I will be front and center for all these games. I know I will be for Friday night's game because it's an 8:00 game. I ain't got nothing to do. So, and it's break time front to watch that game. So I'm excited for this game, man. I'm excited to see how the 12-team playoff actually rolls out and how these teams handle everything and the coaches handle everything for the weeks moving forward.
Definitely. Only thing I want to add to everything you said, because you definitely covered a lot of players I want to cover. I want to put more of an emphasis, not so much this game, but going forward to Abdul Carter, because against Oregon, kind of got exposed in the run game. They were running right at you because you're built like a Micah. You know, you're a pass rusher, but then the run game, they were coming right at you, bro, and you were almost nowhere to be found. Where you catch a lot of attention, but other guys is making plays around you. But I need you I think you'll step up against SMU because they like to throw the ball a lot. So where you'll be able to make plays. But then once you're going up against these bigger teams that want to run the ball and everything like that, they either gotta find ways to move you around so they're not keying in on you, or you just got to step the hell up and get in on that run game. That's my only thing I want to add to that.
Do you think SMU, who obviously they watched that film, takes advantage of that and tries to run at him? Because all it takes is for some of these kids is one or two games that, like you said, get exposed. Somebody they're running after them, running at them like they do with Micah in the NFL. Like, are you going to get off blocks? Are you going to make plays? Are you going to force? Are you going to be that force player to force him back in for your other guys to make plays? So then it doesn't really look like you making the play, but you really are. You think he learns from this experience that he just had with Oregon? And do you think SMU will try to take advantage of that and run at him?
I don't know if they will, because like I said, I think SMU's more they want to they like big plays. So I think their goal is probably just going to be let's get the ball out fast so that way he can't get to us.
They're more of a finesse.
That's why I think exactly. So that's what I think that they'll end up doing. But that's why I said it not for this game, but they beat SMU and then going forward. I didn't look at the bracket. Let me see who they would play after that.
They play the number 2 team. They play they play Boise, or not the number 2 team. They just play Boise after this. Whoever wins SMU Penn State plays Boise.
They would play Boise. And you know that's all they do is run the ball. Right. That's all they do is run the damn ball. So
right.
So yeah, I just want to see you play better in that run defense. That's all that is. But we probably won't see that this week.
So good luck to all the guys, all the teams and players and families that's watching for their sons and the coaches too. Good luck this week, starting on Friday night at 8:00 with Notre Dame and Indiana. Now back to the NFL, man. It's almost time for a close. It's almost time for what we call Black Monday in about 3 weeks. What coaches do you see that's on the hot seat? I know we got a lot out there. We also have 3 jobs that's available. We got interim coaches on the Bears, Jets, and Panthers. There's some coaches out there that's on the hot seat. Maybe we think there's on the hot seat, but if you let some people tell it, they get a high grade for this year, right? 6 and 8, but they get a high grade for this year. We already know who we're talking about, but who do you think will coach? What coaches on the hot seat and what coaches really their seat is burning? We know they out of here.
Right. I think they're being nice to Doug Peterson. I don't want to hear no other scapegoat around this man.
I forgot
they went out
down, right?
They went out and they did everything. Yeah. See, that's because he's in Jacksonville. You kind of escape under the radar. Nah, brother, man. I've been watching what you're doing. They went out. They drafted well. They addressed the needs on defense. Granted, did they have a lot of injuries? They might have had them. Starting out, they might have had the most injuries starting out. But at the end of the day, you still was doing stupid play calling and play calls and going for it on stupid 4th downs that didn't need to be going for it in the beginning of these games. They lose so many close games, and I think that comes down to you, Doug. I think your time here has came and went. You're developing on Trevor Lawrence hasn't been good, so it's about time to pack it up. You're on out of here. My next one, and I'm weird about this. I don't know if they get rid of him only because I feel like he never was on board with this dude to begin with, and that's Brian Daboll. Because you can already tell he wasn't rocking with Daniel Jones to begin with. So now it's like, all right, I'm gonna try to make it do what it does with this dude, but he ain't it, and y'all keep telling me otherwise. So that's why I think they get rid of the whole office and then try to give him another chance, another year to see how he pans out with whether it's Cam Ward or Shador. Because apparently Shador and Malik Neighbors been hanging out in New York and all that other good stuff. So we'll see who they ended up going after, because Brian Daboll, when he was a coordinator,
he is that dude. He's well respected.
Yeah. And so the defense has been the defense has been playing solid, and they were leading the league in sacks early on, and then It started to deplete, but they let the wrong guys go. You let Saquon go. You let the cornerback go. That's on the Packers now, who's up there in interceptions. You let the wrong guys go, and I think y'all did. I feel like y'all owe Brian Daboll another year,
Yeah,
more so than the other way around. I think they.
Yeah, bro. I put a question mark by his name too for that same reason with Daniel Jones. But he also that year he came back when Daniel Jones ran for all them yards and then he came back and beat the Vikings in that playoff game. He vouched for him. He vouched for him.
I mean,
so
sometimes you get caught up in a moment.
Yeah, exactly. We all do, and that's what makes me say. That's what made me put the question mark right. I'm like, you did vouch for him, but you came to a situation where you didn't want him either. Now, do you want to draft your quarterback that you want to fit your offense and mold him into something for a year and a half, depending on how much time they give you to do so, to see if you have success.
Right.
So I do got a question mark near him. I don't think they do, but you never know with the Giants.
We'll see. Yeah, like I said, that owner, he hasn't slept, so he might just clean house. The janitor got to go. And then the last one, of course, I say Mike McCarthy. I think this is cute, him trying to win these games and everything like that. But still, at the end of the day, we're still a team where, granted, we have been running the ball better lately. I can't deny that, and we've been interchanging in and out of offensive linemen. But it still doesn't change.
Bro. They should have been giving the ball to Ricky Cowdell. Like, I don't understand.
Straight. That's another thing where you're battling coach versus office. You got Zeke on the team who doesn't honor. I'm a Zeke guy, man. It hurts me to say this, but he don't deserve to be on the team.
Yeah,
he's just not it. Yeah, you was better off. You could even did a 1-2 punch with him and Dalvin Cook. You got Dalvin Cook just chilling on the couch on our team. But we're still poorly coached. We're still poorly coached in big games against better teams. We don't beat the better teams. The only teams that we split with is the Eagles because it's a divisional game. We're still one of the most penalized teams. Also, stupid, costly mental mistakes. It's the little things like that. The reason why we haven't been put over the top. That's all I ask for. Is just give us a coach who's going to put us over the top.
Yeah,
I mean, granted.
No discipline with it whatsoever.
Exactly. And so I just think that's just really what it comes down to. But I'm kind of stuck. I only want to Bill Belichick. I don't know who we gonna get now. I mean, who we gonna get? I don't know who we gonna get. We're gonna get somebody stupid. Well, then unless we get Brian Johnson, which I don't know, we'll end up getting him. I don't know where we go to. Really don't know. So that's where I'm at on my hot seats.
I'm telling you right now. If the Cowboys bring back Mike McCarthy, I want everybody to hear this. Whoever's listening, y'all know me. Y'all know I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, but I'm also a realist when it comes to my team. I think I would say we both are. We ain't out here talking about the Cowboys going to the freaking Super Bowl every year like them Cowboys fans down in Dallas. We realists. We watch the game. We know our roster very well. We know what players we have, and we also know what the owner does and doesn't do the right way. I'm telling you, if we bring back Mike McCarthy, I am not. I told you this year I wasn't. People was inviting me to games. I'm not spending money on our team, bro. I am not watching the game. I'm not cheering for the Cowboys. I may even cheer for a new freaking team next year. I'm not playing, bro. Or I might just say, you know what?
Follow Shador.
I'm not cheering for the Cowboys until Jerry Jones is you know what. I ain't gonna say it on here because I don't want to sound mean. Lord forgive me for even thinking it. I'm not cheering for the Cowboys until he's gone. I'm not if we bring Mike McCarthy back. So I don't want nobody texting me, calling me, nothing. Nope, I don't care. I don't care. I'm cheering. Cheering for the Texans, cheering for the Ravens. I don't know. Cheering for somebody else. I'm cheering for players. That's it.
Follow Shador. You got to follow Shador.
Players. That's it. That's all I'm cheering for. I don't care about no team until you're out of here. I don't care if they win a Super Bowl while here, which ain't gonna happen. We all know that ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
What
else you got?
I forgot about Doug. So yes, I think Doug is on the hot seat. He is definitely out of here. Should have been fired over a month ago. Um, last but not least, I got a couple guys on here, but you see reports about Kevin Stefanski coming back. I know you made the playoffs with 5 quarterbacks last year, but y'all stuck with Deshaun Watson. Like, why? Why?
You paid him.
You vouch for him too, so that's part your fault why y'all not successful right now. And even though I don't see the owner doing this, and I don't know if he'll get fired, is because he's only had 1 year, but I don't think he was put in the position to even be successful, nor does he have power like Bill did, and that's Gerard Mayo. I don't think he has the right staff over there for Drake May.
After 1 year?
We didn't see worse. You know how they do this, us black coaches. You know how they do in the NFL. Oh, get you out of here. 1 year, get you out of here. And let him
Oh
be.
my gosh.
If they do bring him back, let him be 2-6 to start the year next year. He out of here halfway through the year. He's going. Same thing with Antonio Pierce. Right. They are in the same boat, and we know how Davis does with the Raiders coaches. He'll fire you in a minute. He don't care. He just trying to trying to get the Super Bowl right now. The Raiders is not fit to be a Super Bowl. You don't got the players, you don't got the money, you don't have anything. So I think them two guys, but like you said, Doug is definitely on the hot seat. He out of here, and then McCarthy, and then it's a toss up, and then we'll see who gets those jobs that are already vacant with the interim coaches too.
Definitely. We'll see.
All
right. All right, now we're gonna go from the hot seat to the hottest team. Not the hottest team, but who we think that is the biggest threat in the NFL playoffs once these playoffs kick off. Now, this isn't AFC or NFC. This is just straight period in the NFL. Who you got?
You want the NFL, not AFC or NFC, because that's where I was going with my picks.
Oh, we could do that.
So for me, I know I said the Rams either last week or a couple weeks ago when healthy, because they are healthy right now. But the team, I believe, in the NFC that nobody wants to see right now is the Packers. I think they're gonna make some noise, and they was a drive away from making the NFC Championship game last year versus the Lions until Love threw the ball up and then Niners intercept the ball. They are getting healthy. Romeo Doubs is coming back. Jordan Love is playing well. Jair Alexander's coming back for the playoffs. So they're getting healthy on all that already good defense, my brother. That defense is playing very well. The young wide receiver core, Jordan Love, is distributing the ball very well to his receivers. Now you get another healthy receiver to come back. I think they're going to be you're not going to want to play them because they can score. They can score on you. They can score on you, and the defense can stop you. They turn the ball over just like they did at the right time last year, starting with the Cowboys, and then did the same thing with the Niners, but came up short. And then my AFC team, man, it's the Bills, bro. You don't want to see the Bills, bro. I'm sorry. I can't get down with the Chargers. Ever since J.K. Dobbins got hurt, they've been in the toilet. The Steelers, they've been up and down too ever since Russ lost his first game. The Broncos, you got a rookie quarterback. Don't expect you to do much in the playoffs. When it comes to the playoffs, coaches it get tight in the playoffs. Texans, they've been up and down. They not winning the playoff game. Rather, they're home. They're gonna host the game anyway. They not winning. And then the Ravens, we don't know which Ravens team is gonna show up. Whether you're gonna pass the ball all game, or you're gonna run the ball. Which one you gonna do? The Bills in the AFC is the biggest threat to the Chiefs. They already beat the Chiefs this year. We know what the Chiefs do in the playoffs, and Josh Allen hasn't beat him in the playoffs. If there's any year to do it, is this year right now. This is your last chance to beat him right now, because the way they playing right now, they haven't been playing well and consistent all year, even though they're 13-1, but they find a way to win games with the Zebras out there too. But The Bills is the biggest threat in the AFC for me, and then I got the Packers. I got the Packers in the NFC, bro.
Okay. Okay. I'll raise your one. Okay. My NFC team, I'm going to go with the Vikings. And the reason why I am going to go with the
Ooh.
Vikings, they're top 5 in defense,
Mm-hmm.
top 5 in defense, top 3 in rush defense. So that plays a key to that. Offensively, you have 2 receivers, you got your tight end, they have balance on offense. They get that 1 seed over the Lions due to the Lions, and that's the only reason why I'm taking them over the Lions is because the Lions have so many injuries. I'm not saying that I can't rock with the Eagles. My only thing with the Eagles is they start out slow. And I think that might end up coming back to haunt them come playoff time. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Vikings right now. They have a balance on offense. You got a running back, you got 2 receivers, you got your tight end, and then you got an offensive play caller who ain't scared to dial it up, and they're all about big plays. They can either do big plays or they're going to run a damn ball. They're going to give you both. Then you have a really great DC. I'm going to say Flores is a great DC, where and all he's doing is dialing up blitzes. Go ahead. What's that face for? Can I help you out, sir?
Yeah, I got a question before you move on to the AFC, bro.
Go ahead. Say Sam Darnold. Go ahead. You can say it. That's your only counter. Say it.
Listen, listen. I
Can't
like what
argue
you.
it.
I like what you said about
Yeah.
the defense. Now, the coach has rejuvenated and resurged Sam Darnold's career, and he's going to get some money this
Mhm.
after this 1 year. But we know who Sam Darnold is, bro. Now I don't think he's gonna get the money from the Vikings because what you draft JJ McCarthy for.
We do. We do.
They gonna be they not gonna be 12-2 next year. Even though we didn't expect them to be like this, JJ McCarthy ain't getting them to 12-2. We didn't even think Sam Darnold was gonna get them
Oh, for
at
sure.
12-2. We didn't even think Sam Darnold was. We know who Sam Darnold is, bro. He
Right.
ain't been in a playoff situation. We forget when he played for the Jets, that man said he was seeing ghosts, right? That man said he was seeing
But
ghosts,
that was
bro.
then.
But
Now
I'm not
now
trusting
he's a
Sam.
Ghostbuster.
I'm not
Now he's a
trusting Sam Darnold
Ghostbuster.
to win me no game, especially against
Listen,
playoff tested Matt Stafford right now because they are away. They're not hosting the game. They are away in LA right now against the Rams. I don't think they're going to LA to beat the Rams right
see, that's the thing though. That defense on the Rams, I can't do it for me, man. These dudes are scared to tackle. I was on the Ram train until they went against the Eagles, and they were scared to tackle. Scared to tackle.
now. Okay,
So that's where I'm off that Rams train. But once
I
again,
got
like I
you.
said, they're healthy. They have
Mm-hmm.
balance. They have good coaches. Sam Darnold is just down to you.
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure.
Just
It is.
manage the game.
Got you.
That's all you got to do. Now my AFC team, and this is gonna
Mhm.
sound tacky, but you got a saying that you say, you go with what you know. What I do know is them damn Chiefs, man. Listen, bro.
How are they a threat though? We already know who they are. We already know who they
And
are.
but see, this is the threat though. You go into the playoffs, you're like, boy, I got the best defense, I got the best offense. We didn't have this year and that year, and the Chiefs, they don't look good. And the next thing you know, they just take it up another level.
Right.
And that's the threat that they have. They
They
take it up another level. And being as though they've been playing these type of games for the last 2 years,
mm-hmm.
no butts get tight over there. They're used to it.
Definitely
They're
not.
used to it. And so that's why I say you go with what you know, where it's like, Josh, you're talking about Sam Darnold. Josh, you be choking in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
That's my only thing with him. Are
Right.
you gonna get over this hump? You're gonna take this monkey off your back,
Mm-hmm.
or are you gonna let this team come out here and it's a mind fuck how the Chiefs win. That's
Right.
just really what it is, bro. A mind fuck. You sitting over there like they played bad. Look at the Super Bowl. They were down 10.
Yep. And came back.
made adjustments, and came back and won.
Mhm.
They're just seasoned for it, bro. And
Let,
then you're down, and next thing you know, you could be down 10 points and 4 minutes left. Next thing you know, it's tied up. Next thing you know, he driving. What?
right. Let me ask you this. With that being said, they have the Texans this week. They have the Steelers the following week,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have
Mm-hmm.
the Broncos, a division game. With these last three games, what do you think their record would be? Is going to be, actually, not would be, is going to be in those three games in those final stretch with the icing on top. Patrick Mahomes has a high ankle sprain
Full participant.
in practice today. He was.
Full participant.
Okay. But still, with his movement with that high ankle sprain, we know we're gonna see. I mean, he has had an ankle injury before in the playoffs.
Mhm.
What do you
Listen,
think?
bro.
Do you think they go? Do you think they go 16-1?
Listen to me. That won't even matter because I counted them out last year. I was like, you're going to Baltimore, you're going to lose
Right.
to a hot Baltimore team, top ranked defense. You had Lamar, you had a crazy run game. What
Right.
happened?
I think I think they lose against the Steelers because of the pass rush without him moving around as well. Because look, you turn around, you play Sunday, and then you play 3 days later.
Right.
3 days
But I
later.
think they got to get Pickens back healthy
Oh yeah,
because that offense is stank. That offense
I
stank.
don't think Pickens. Who they got this week? I think Pickens plays against the Ravens. I think he's coming back against the Ravens.
We'll see. He's
Yeah.
been looking a little shaky out there. They might just try to stall it out, but we'll see what happens with that.
All right, let's
But yeah,
wrap it
man, the
up.
damn Chiefs, bro.
Let's wrap it up. We got our Sunday picks and then our upset picks. Who are you looking forward to, and what games are you looking forward to watching this weekend?
I'll make it quick. I'm taking the Broncos over the Chargers. Chargers lose again.
Yep.
Divisional game right there. Boom. Now I got the Ravens revenging over the Steelers.
Okay.
I got the Chiefs beating the Texans
Okay.
in a tight, close, ugly game.
You got those are the three games you looking forward to?
Those are my three.
Okay, I got four.
Yep.
The first two are the same as yours. I got the Broncos over the Chargers because the Chargers have been stinking it. And I got the Ravens. I was going to say the same thing. A revenge game for for the Ravens. And I think Lamar is tired of people talking about his 1-4 record against the Steelers. He can't beat them, man. And Tomlin's got his number, so hopefully they can go into Steel City and get that dub at Heinz Field. My next game is what we talked about earlier is the Falcons versus the Giants. I got the Falcons. I want to see how Michael Penix plays in that game. See if he can get the dub and stay afloat down there in Atlanta. And then my last game I want to see is if they can still keep on this winning train. And stay in the division lead is the Rams against the Jets.
That's a good game.
I want
Because
to
Rodgers,
see.
he know he out, but they still been playing tough.
Right. I want to see the Rams to see, can you win this game, stay in the division lead, to stay in the playoffs, or are you going to lose this game and keep going up and down 500 these last 4 games or last 3 games of the year and have the Seahawks sneak up on you and win this division?
Right. Yeah, I like that one.
I'm hoping the Rams close it out because when we bring back those preseason division winners, I picked the Rams to win that thing. So I'm trying, man, see what they doing. I need them to keep me.
You did.
Who is your upset pick, brother? And then I'll get to mine to close us out.
Now, this team that I'm taking, they have a top 5 defense, and you wouldn't even know it.
Okay.
I'm taking the Titans over the Colts.
Wow.
even with a backup quarterback.
Backup quarterback. Who is their quarterback coming to start this week?
I want to say it's Mason Rudolph. Don't let me lie to you, though.
Oh Lord, yo.
You heard it. You heard it.
You
Yep,
better
you
pick
heard
another team. You better pick another
it.
team.
Listen, they've been running that ball, bro. Pollard been hooping.
You better pick another team.
Nope.
Stop playing.
Hold on. Was I right on my upset last week?
I believe so. Yes, you was.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, I'm a
Yeah.
team that you would stay away from. You never would pick them to win a game, but this week may happen because the dude on the other sideline been crying because he turning the ball over, he ain't getting no dubs. I'm taking the Panthers over the Cardinals, getting Kyler Murray highly upset. Panthers defense has been playing well. Bryce has been playing better
Solid.
lately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him this props. Me and my cousin got a little banter going back and forth when Bryce got drafted. I told him he was gonna be trash. He's been trash up to this point, even though he don't got nothing to surround him. So we'll see what happens when he get a good coach. Me and my cousin gonna keep going back and forth year to year to see who's better, him or CJ Stroud. But I got the Panthers this week beating the Cardinals. That is my upset pick this week, and that is our show. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, man, my brother, I want you to have a good Christmas and a good Christmas with your family. Be with your loved ones, people, around this time. I know I'm gonna be with my loved ones because you know what I mean. Things happen around these days, and we lose people. You know what I mean. So stay close, hug your loved ones, hug your kids, hug your parents, people. You got anything to say, my guy?
Ho, 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 motherfuckers.
Oh my God, this door's crazy. Thank you. This is another show. Real Talk Football, Rock Too Easy, and KG. We out of here. Merry Christmas. Be a filthy animal. Make sure you watch Home Alone 1 and 2. See ya when we see ya. Hey!